Friends, hello and welcome back. Hopefully everybody's day, it's been going well. We got an idea here by Havoc today featuring Stevie Y and his drafted players throughout his GMing tenure here. A lot of it with the Lightning, a little bit of it now with the Detroit Red Wings. Because a lot was with the Lightning, we are using the Tampa Bay Lightning. We're going to take a look at this team real quick. And it's an interesting team. I'm going to be completely honest here, just straight off the bat. It's interesting because the more you look at what he did with Tampa, this guy was an absolute stud at finding those guys in the second round, the third round, the fourth round, the fifth round, these guys that fit the team. But when you look at a lot of these guys from Tampa, there's not too many players. I guess Tampa's been a solid team year in and year out, so they don't really have a lot of high first round draft picks. That makes it tougher, but you don't see a lot of first rounders. You got Braden Point, third round, Nikita Kucherov, second. Nikita Kucherov was like that second year GM, and he just picks up Kucherov in his second round. Not a big deal. Ondrej Palat, seventh rounder. That 2011 draft was a stellar one for Tampa. Then Anthony Cirelli, third round. Again, another player that Nikita Gusev, seventh round. And how did Gusev ended up working? He ended up coming back as a free agent. He never actually get any playing time with Tampa, right? Yeah, he went straight to New Jersey. So, but it's still a draft pick of the Tampa Bay Lightning, so we included him. Goudreau, you do not belong on this team. Who do you think you are trying to squeak into this here, pal? We're going to go straight to the scratch list and bring in, oh yeah, Lucas Raymond, baby. The Detroit Red Wing future stud there, 2021. We'll see if that turns out for the Red Wings. Hopefully it does. And you have Paquette, fourth rounder, 2012. First rounder, Conley. Again, it's number 6 overall was Conley. Yeah, it's a solid player, but he never, I guess, top 10. You get a guy that plays every single year, 30, 25, 30, 40 points. That ain't too bad. Later in the first round, 6th, it depends how deep the draft is that year. And then you had Adam Erne in 2013, it appears here, for these. He's currently in what, Detroit, I believe? Is that the last player? Yeah, no, Howden's the last player. Howden was another first round, but again, 27th. When you can pick a guy up in a 27th overall in the first round and they get, playing time for you, it really isn't that bad for the NHL. It's so crazy with how the draft works for the NHL, but this is what's surprising after Matthew Joseph, is he did a really good job, again, of getting a lot of these guys in the later rounds, but look at this defense. Oh, man, Hayek's on the first line at a 78 overall. Again, second rounder, you pick him up in the second round, that's good. D'Angelo, first rounder. Did EA drop his overall? I'm pretty sure he was an 83. They come up the roster update and drop him too, probably because he got waived. That might drop that overall just a little bit there. And we have Slater over there, another first rounder, 2012. Third rounder in Gudas, a guy later in the draft, longer career here. And then you have Nesterov, fifth rounder again, another player in the late rounds. Another player now, 2011 draft. That was, again, really good draft for Tampa. And then Cal Foote, the 2017 first rounder, who is currently spending time in Tampa. Did he just make a start this year? Am I thinking that right? Tampa getting some playing time finally there. I feel like I'm saying that wrong, but that should be the case. But he did do one good thing here when it comes to goaltenders, and we call him Ondrej Vasilevskiy, the first rounder. We just got Matt Coney backing him up because why not, for these Tampa Bay Lightning. So the team's put together there. Again, it's an interesting, when you go back and look at it, I guess because you already had Stamkos, you got Hedman over there, it makes a big difference. But you see how dominant this Tampa Bay Lightning's team is, and you think, man, what did this guy do as GM? I guess you bring players over as well. It's not just about the draft, it's about the trades. You think, what was it, the Sergachev trade comes to mind there. You have trades that improve the team as well. And then you just had players that you inherited. The guy was only there 8 or 9 years. To bring in those kind of players, when you can bring in a generational talent, a couple of them, potentially, I shouldn't say generational in Braden Point, but I think in Kucherov's one of those really good players. Braden Point's up there, an elite player. When you can bring in elite players like that, even if it's 1 or 2, yeah, maybe 3, 2 every 8 years, 9 years, that's good. That's really good in the, hindsight of looking at things, because the fact of the matter is everybody's out there. If it was easy to get an elite player every single year, every team had, 8 or 9 of them. That's not the case. So to be able to get that 1 or 2 elite players and then get to that 3rd, 4th round and pick up some solid, middle of the pack, bottom 6, top 6 kind of bubble players there for some depth, it really does round out a team here. I think that's what we've seen him do really well. Again, I'm just surprised of all things is that defense just isn't that solid for these Tampa Bay Lightning. But again, you look at it, they brought over McDonough, they had Shattenkirk over there as well at a point in time. They brought some defenders over. So again, Sergachev they brought over. That's good GMing though. The GM bringing over, areas to fill the voids they didn't draft, and that's what the case is. But Tampa right now, they're going to struggle, I think, of course, with that defense they got in Tampa for this particular team. But they're a bubble team. They might make playoffs here. I honestly, I don't know. I kind of figured they wouldn't make playoffs because of that defense. But again, you got Braden Point, Kucherov in that first line, and it's a season mode sim. Anything's possible. Tampa Bay is going to be a wild card team, it looks like here, facing the Carolina Hurricanes in that first round. Carolina team must have won a division. Good season out of the Hurricanes. So congrats to them guys. Yeah, Tampa wildcard team with the Bruins, 91 points. 3 teams at 91. Detroit in there as well. Buffalo missing by 2 points. One more loss. Tampa been looking at the outside, or been on the outside looking in. Not the case though. The Metro, of course, Carolina 100 points. So a weaker Eastern Conference it looks like in general. Minus Florida, who dropped 109 points. Good for them. Dallas 106 is just kind of bounced across the league it looks like. Nobody really went out there and dropped 120 points in a season. Kucherov, though, speaking of 120 points, he got 92, 48 goals. That might be a Maurice Richard. Braden Point said, I'll assist you, pal. There's minus 12. Look at that first line. Minus 11, minus 12. What is that? That's different. Okay, I've made playoffs with strongly negative top 6 players. Interesting. We'll see how that turns out. And it looks like it was the Kucherov show from a goal scoring standpoint. He had 48, and the next 2 guys combined only had 40. But again, Braden Point playing some good hockey. Palat's always been a really solid defensive guy as well. But that minus 16, thinking a little bit different about how he plays defense apparently over here in Tampa. According to the L Sim engine here today with the EA. Here we go though. Carolina, first 2 games at Carolina. Big fat L's. The Tampa Bay Lightning might be getting swept in the first round. Just kidding. The Brooms aren't out today. They ain't playing the Blue Jackets. Series tied 2 apiece here. Game number 5. Tampa's going to bounce back here. Carolina was looking good. Up 2-0 in the series. And all of a sudden, they're going to take this sucker to a game 7. And they're on the brink of getting bounced in the first round after being the second best team in the Eastern Conference, 1-1 after 1. There's Lucas Raymond. He's got to be progressing a little bit here at this point, right? End of the season, young stud, 2 more goals there. Sebastian Aho and Nikita Kucherov. We're going into the third, and Tampa's going to jump out of that 1-goal lead there. 3-2. Carolina's going to come right back. It has been back and forth. Dougie Hamilton from the side there. Tampa's going to score again. This is a goal-scoring show. Tampa scores. Carolina comes right back every single time. They can't pull away. All of a sudden, Carolina says, the floodgates are going to open, fellas. Trocheck and Vogel. It's not looking good for Tampa. And there's the 7th. Jeez, Tampa, that was going back and forth, and all of a sudden, the wheels just fell off here late in the third period. And Tampa's going to get bounced in the first round with, again, a pretty solid team. With, again, quite the interesting team. To go out there, again, pretty solid forward corps. But to have that defense and actually go out there and still make playoffs was impressive there out of these guys. I want to see if Maurice Richard went to Mr. Kucherov here. Bobrovsky, look at him. Gavrikov, way to be a Bill Masterton fella. Good for you. No, Ovi got it. Ovi just scores goals. That's all he does. That's going to wrap things up. Okay, he does a little bit more than that. He's pretty studly out there. That's going to wrap things up for this video, guys. As always, if you enjoyed it, I appreciate you consider subscribing, liking the video. You never have to. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.